My name's Dan. This is the 2024 Off-Road Challenge, aka the Orc. And we're racing in the rain. Diecast racing in the rain. Has this ever been done before? I don't know. Maybe because it's not a good idea. Roar! It's called the Off-Road Challenge because that's what it is. And also because when I realized the acronym was going to be ORC, I thought that was awesome. Now, as you can see, I've got my raincoat on today because it is wet outside. It's been raining for 3 days. In fact, you might say, we ain't had nothing but rain for 3 stinking days.
Yeah, I want some sunshine.
Oh, wow, okay. Now that that's out of my system, hi! Welcome back to Race 164, the show where we race toy cars, like these ones, and pretend like it's a big deal, and also apparently adapt Lord of the Rings quotes to suit our needs. It's actually pretty incredible we've come this far without me doing that before. We've got some tasty matchups today, and they are all family matchups. We've got father versus son, brother versus brother. We've got my sister against our cousin-in-law. Then we got 2 of my cousins against my wife. What is better than competition within households, within families? It's just so fun. Most of the time. I mean, probably depending on your family, I guess. And yeah, it's raining. We're not letting the rain stop us, all right? This is off-road racing. We don't stop for rain. So what we're gonna do, I'll step outside to film the races, and then we'll come back into the Freedom Shed for the replay and analysis and all that good stuff. Let's not waste any more time. Heat number 1 is top overall qualifier, Brandon Coulter in the Matchbox Rock Shocker, taking on his son, Troy Coulter, in the Hot Wheels Twinning and Winning. The entire track is wet. There's a layer of water you can sort of see in some places. We've even got puddles in some of the holes. All right, here we go. We are diecast racing in the rain. Here we go. Troy Coulter off to the lead, spins out for a 4-point run. And amazingly, it looks like that is enough to take down his old man, Brandon Coulter, in the Rock Shocker. And Troy Coulter defeats his dad. Let's go to that replay. It was a pretty even start for both drivers, but Troy just had the speed today in the Twinning and Winning. Opened up a big gap over his dad, who may have had mechanical difficulties, or maybe the Rock Shocker just couldn't handle the wet conditions. I'm not totally sure. I never would have thought a 4-point run would be enough to beat Brandon, but Troy got it done. That's the first time the Rock Shocker has failed to score a perfect 7 when it takes to the track, and Troy Coulter has taken down the number 1 overall seed, and he will move on to round number 3. Brandon, thank you for coming out, but you're done. Maybe you gave your boy too many tips. I don't know, but Team Coulter is moving on nonetheless, and we'll see the Rock Shocker again in the Unlimited class event whenever I figure out when that is. Let's move on to heat number 2, where Graham Slater is putting his Ford Raptor up against his brother Kyle in the Toyota Land Cruiser. All right, Kyle is the very bottom seed. Let's see if he can keep his Cinderella story going. Here they come. It's a close one. And the brothers are messing with each other. I think Kyle took the win, sliding across the 3-point line ahead of Graham for the victory. Let's just double check on the replay. It was a lightning fast start out of the gate for Kyle, who immediately made a beeline to the other side of the track to block his brother Graham, and then turned back to his side and hit the wall, and then looks back, sees Graham sneaking up, and then he says, "You shall not pass, flame of Hoodoo." I wish I could say I'm done with those, but I'm not making any promises. So he heads back to Graham's side of the track and slides across the 3-point line, blocking his younger brother in a move very reminiscent of what the other Slater, Cameron, did in round number 1. So those Slater twins are showing they're willing to do whatever it takes. They don't care about perfect runs. They will slide across the line and then block you, and then that's it. In the event of a tie like this, the win goes to whoever crossed the line first, and Kyle slid across the line first. So the number 48 seed is going to move on to round number 3, and we will see Graham in the Weekender truck meet later this winter. Heat number 3 is a rematch from the qualifying rounds. It is Trevor Adkins in the 1970 Dodge Power Wagon taking on Katie Elliott in the 1984 Chevy Blazer. This was a good matchup when these two met in the qualifying round. Katie took the win. Trevor crossed the finish line first, but was unable to stop in the end zone, so he didn't get the bonus point, whereas Katie parked it in the end zone for a perfect 7. So she won the heat. Let's see if Trevor can get some revenge here in the rubber match. Okay, here we go. Katie in the far lane, Trevor in the near lane. Look at this race, door to door. Oh, Katie drives around him after the 3-point line. Oh, but did she get him at the line? I don't know. We got to go to that replay. All right, let's see. Trevor gets the better start, but Katie's able to hang with him, sort of sticking right there at his driver's door. Then she hits a bump that sends her into the far wall. Then Trevor does cross the 3-point line first. He comes to a stop. Katie makes it farther, but that's not what counts in this format. So Trevor takes the heat win, and he drives the Power Wagon up into round 3, and Katie, I am sorry, but you're done. Turns out these wet conditions are proving more difficult than I thought. Nobody has even come close to a perfect run. The twinning and winning is what made it the furthest. Our top overall qualifier is down. The very bottom seed is moving on to round 3, and this was a good matchup here, but they both only got 3 points. We have just one race left today. Keeping this video a little bit shorter, just 4 races today. I'm hoping to drop it in the middle of the week. And also, filming in the rain has proved to be way more challenging than I even thought it was going to be. So yeah, hopefully I don't have to do this too much. Our final matchup of the day is defending champ Charity Elliott taking on the driving duo of Jessica Wigney and Laura Fink. Ford Raptor versus Jeep Wrangler. Charity's the defending champ for a reason, okay? She races smart. She knows when to go fast and when to hold back. She's got a tough opponent though here. This Jeep Wrangler of the Elliott sisters is one of the fastest things in the competition. So I'm anxious to see what happens out there in the rainy, wet conditions. All right, here we go. Last run of the day. Wrangler versus Raptor. Quick start for the Wrangler. Wow. Jessica and Laura going off the end. Here comes Charity in the Raptor. Can she cross the finish line? No, she can't. Taking it nice and slow in the rain isn't going to prevail. 5 points for the defending champ. 6 for Jessica and Laura. They take the win here in heat number 4. Let's look at that replay. Whoo, boy, I told you the Wrangler was quick. Jessica and Laura just left the defending champ in their dust. All gas, no brakes at all. Fly right off the end of the track. You might say they
Took a little tumble off the cliff.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, they take a little tumble off the end of the track for 6 points. We come back to the defending champ, who isn't even at the 4-point line yet, taking it nice and slow, which may have worked on a dry day, but in these wet conditions, she did not have enough momentum to make it across the finish line. So just 5 points for Charity, 6 for Jessica and Laura, and they're taking that sweet Wrangler up into round number 3, and Charity is not going to defend her title here in 2024. The champ is done. Let's do a quick recap. Moving on to round 3, we got Troy Coulter, Kyle Slater, Trevor Adkins, and Jessica Wigney and Laura Fink. The others are eliminated for now. We will see the rock shocker of Brandon Coulter again in the unlimited race. Rough day for the Ford Raptors, but we will see Graham and Charity both in the Weekender truck meet. And Katie Elliott will be part of the scramble whenever that happens. Well, we did it. We raced Hot Wheels outside in the rain. And I can see why nobody does that. It's, you know, they're not as fast. Your camera gets wet, and you get wet, and your cars get wet. And yeah. So, but hey, that's what I'm trying to innovate here at Race 164, you know? Trying to do things a little different. Try some new stuff. Think outside the box, all that. But hopefully I don't have to do that again. But I will if I have to. We definitely learned that wet conditions like this make a big difference. We only saw one vehicle make it to the end zone, and they didn't stop. So no perfect runs out here in the rain. They just sent it as hard as they could. And that might have been a really good strategy, actually. Having seen nobody really doing better than a 5 up to that point, they were like, well, perfect run seems pretty unlikely, so let's just send it as hard as we can, and who cares if we fly off the end of the track. It paid off. Jessica and Laura moving on to round number 3. That's gonna do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I, and I'll see you next time right here on Race 164.
Vroom! I want some sunshine.
Come on, Dan. Orcs hate sunshine. Everybody knows that. Ugh. Be better.